Ladies and gentlemen, Graham Johnson will read the citation.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sir John Tomlinson is a great British Wagnerian with a truly international reputation. For more than 40 years, his magnificent bass voice has thrilled audiences around the world in opera and in concert. He's a giant of a musician, not only in the rich resonance of his voice, but in his magnetic presence on stage and in his utmost generosity to his fellow musicians. Indeed, one can hear and feel the enormous affection in this room for him tonight. He sings with all the major British opera companies, and for the Royal Opera in 2008, he gave a towering performance creating the title role of Harrison Birtwistle's The Minotaur, the composer's pronunciation. For 18 consecutive seasons, he appeared at Bayreuth, performing the leading roles in many of Wagner's works. The role of Wotan he made his own, living out the tragedy in a portrayal that is both epic and human, and which every word and nuance is heard. And in departing for a moment from the citation, I must say that from personal experience and having accompanied John in an unforgettable recital of Mussorgsky, that ability with word and nuance makes him an exceptional singer of songs as well. There are no pretensions about John Tom. For him, celebrity status is irrelevant. The crucial thing is singing, and it's the desire to sing and communicate and the obsession to get it right every time that drive him. Sir John Tomlinson is simply an international treasure and an inspiration to the next generation. Thank you.
Thanks. Well, that makes it very difficult indeed. You can see from the clip there that I can make the earth move. It's actually very humbling to see that because, you know, to have the privilege of giving voice to music of that genius is just an unbelievable thing. And it's, you know, I can't believe that I have been given that task. And it's been such a fulfilling, rewarding working life that I've had so far, and I'm still having. Now, I had prepared a bit of a speech, but I probably will depart from it. This morning, I was Moses on the stage at Cardiff, and this afternoon, I was the Green Knight in the studio at Maida Vale, preparing for the concert on Friday, another of Harry's great works. So I don't quite know who I am this evening. I'm probably myself. But this morning, you know, if Moses were called upon to give a speech, now he is called upon to give a speech, actually. And he has great ideas, but he's very stilted in communication. So his speech goes like this. Der einzige, ewige, allmächtige, allgegenwärtige, unsichtbare, unvorstellbare. And that's about it. But You must come to see the show when it starts to hear the rest of the speech. Now, there are three things I did want to say. The first thing was that all this started for me back home in Birtwistle, Lancashire, with amateur music making when I was a boy in the 50s, singing at school, singing in the community, performances, singing around the piano with the family. My extended family were involved in all sorts of amateur music making up there in Lancashire, and that's where I got the inspiration to sing. And I just want to say how important the grassroots are, and for children and for young people, how important music making is and how important it is to encourage that. That's the first thing. Now, the second thing was to do with thanking people, and I know we're not allowed to, this joke has gone on long enough. But there is, you know, in all those years since those days back in Lancashire, I have endless numbers of people to thank. I couldn't even start counting the number of people I have to thank. You know, I've learned so much and admired so many colleagues, so many singers, musicians, instrumentalists, conductors, directors. I've been helped and inspired by so many that I couldn't even begin to start giving a list. But I'm going to make the exception of a lifetime here, and I'm going to thank one person who I have never in public thanked before, because she is so self-effacing. And that, of course, is my life partner, my wife, Moya, who I love very dearly, and I hope she loves me just a little bit. Well, without her, I would not be here, standing here today. And the third thing was just a little bit about singing, about being a singer. It's all about breathing life into those marks on the page that Harry and other great composers make. It's our task to bring those things to life. It's all about singing every day, singing as beautifully as you can every day. It's about the rigors of preparation, the disciplines of work in rehearsal. And then it's about, as was said earlier, about the freedom of performance, the spontaneity of performance, the adventurousness of performance. I don't think I aim for perfection in every performance. As Graham kindly said, perhaps I aim for something a little bit more risky and more adventurous. But then the important thing of all this is that each person, and this is the great thing, you know, for classical music, about live performance and about the promotion of classical music, and the great duty that we have as performers is that each person who switches on the radio, catches a performance, each person who comes to the opera house, experiences a performance in the concert hall, if at the end of that performance, you know, they think to themselves, each of them, thank God I was here, you know, thank goodness I caught that, thank goodness I switched that on, you know. The life isn't so bad after all, you know. That's the great thing that we have to do. So, look, I'm very grateful to the RPS, to this long, prestigious history of this great society, and to Radio 3, the most valuable of, for the life of music in this country. And really, for all of you, I express my deepest thanks. Thanks very much.